don't know why I get nervous. This is my 7,000th time doing something online. I've done internet radio. I've done YouTube. I haven't done much live. Maybe that's what it is. I get nervous. I get the jitters pregame, like when I used to play football, and nobody's even in here yet. So I'm talking to myself. But the people that watch this second time around, you're gonna get a little insight into the mind of Uncle Flizzy. As I set up this other page, we gonna wait for a couple people to pop in. I'm fighting the urge to fill time by just talking to myself. I'm waiting for people to come in. And if you're watching this in the replay, just go ahead and fast forward. My boy Big Cheese just logged in. We're going to wait. Cheese, we're going to wait till we get to about 5 or 10. We're going to start it up. Matter of fact, as soon as you pop on, that's going to broadcast to your people so that some of them will pop on also. Okay, didn't mean that. All right. So anyway, Chester, I wanna really see if we can fit in a meeting with the dudes from Live Waves. I could not find their number. So maybe tonight, 8:30, 9 o'clock, something like that. And I know I have all of his info. But yeah, we gotta see what's good with Live Waves, because our audience should be our audience going forward. If I get 1,000 people following me, even if I have to sit there and lose followers, I'd rather have 200 people following me that actually get my shit than the 1,000 that I've just accumulated over a point in time, or 10,000 that I've accumulated over time, and only 20 people see when I do something. You know, and of course we both know that Rocky been dealing with that shit for a minute. Let me turn this fan on. Yo, shout real quick, shout to Ronald. I think Ronald done checked out all 3. He done watched more than my wife did. I think that means we married, Ronald. I had to turn my fan on. I don't know if y'all know it. Cheese, how warm is it over there in Norfolk? What's the temperature out there in Norfolk? And you'll see why I feel ridiculous wearing this hoodie right now. But I got to, because it's black owned. Oh, look at that. Tasha done brought some people with her. Hey, Tosh. Hey, Nikki. All right. Yeah, it's 73, and I'm in my crib wearing a hoodie right now. Because, one, I wanted it to match with the hat. So, Ronald already knows what this is about, so I'm not going to rehash it until we get some more people in about why we doing this. Nikki, hey, you know me. You know what I do. Tasha, hey, you know me. You know I'm stupid. Tall, dark, and talkative. Tasha, your package should be there in like 2 days. What's today? Wednesday? Yeah, you might have it. You might have it before the new year. So make sure you share. Matter of fact, is anybody hanging out with anybody else this New Year's? I think me and Tosh shut down all plans. I just asked the wife today. I was like, yo, we do. She was like, I don't want nobody. I was like, all right, say no more. That means I don't got to cook. That means I don't got to cook. Even though, if I ask my daughter right now, BJ by Designs, yo, I love the amount of people that have been tuning in the past 3 days with design in the name. There's a lot of motherfuckers that's making shit. There's a lot of people that's making shit. And I like that. I like that. Cassius Ray, what's good? You another. Cassius Ray, you another dude that's going to start making shit. Yo, COVID is no joke. COVID is no joke. COVID giving everybody kisses on New Year's. Yo, here come my wife. Don't say nothing. Shh, everybody be quiet. Everybody chill. My wife just joined. Don't say nothing. Chester, we ain't talking about. Shh. Shh. Don't say nothing. And who just coughed? I heard somebody cough. Y'all better put y'all mask on. Don't be in this chat. Don't be in this chat being all nasty on your screens. I don't want no digital trouble. But who is anybody still being like, yo, fuck it, I already had COVID twice, I'm still gonna go out, or I'm still gonna have my uncle by? Is anybody? Tosh, can we have company? Nah, Ray, don't bring that shit here. Hey, Ray, don't bring that shit. Don't bring that. And you got the New York variant. You got the Bronxicon. Don't nobody want the Bronxicon version of Corona. Yo, I'm glad to hear that, BJ. And Nikki, no plan. Well, no plans for you, because y'all just finished coming back from gallivanting and Miami Beach and having a good old time down there. So you now see, here's the problem. So I'm gonna say Natasha and Tosh. Tosh is my wife. That's the one I kiss on. Natasha is the one I imagine kissing on. All right, but it's not mine. I can't do that. So Natasha and Nikki, I knew from way back. They just came back from Miami. COVID was all over the beach, sand grains, and hopefully they dodged it. They was out there. You know what it was? They was using a lot of antiseptic called Ciroc. And they was able to avoid it. That's the cure. The Matrix on New Year's? All right, so real quick, I got 6 people in. Most of y'all already know the story. Once again, this is a recap of the year. I started 365 days ago. This Wednesday is the 1-year anniversary of the Wednesday that I did a 2-piece last year in preparation, literally, for what I knew I was going to do for 2021. So I'm doing it live this week because I want to shift from doing it on a filmed ahead of time version to something that I can do in a podcast form to have other people on, because despite the fact that I could talk anybody's ear off, that really, I'm trying to grow as well. So I'm doing something, and I'm going to be calling the second smartest person in the room. It would help if I had a name that I can pronounce. And it's going to be a podcast where I have people on from different walks of life, different realms of expertise, and we're just going to talk. It doesn't have to be about their expertise. It's just, I just want to talk to people that are passionate about different things. The topics can be things that the audience brings up prior to the podcast. It could be just where conversations naturally go. But I want to engage with people that know more than me about everything, because I don't know enough. I want to learn. I want to grow. And that's the journey that I'm going to be on for 22. And I hope that you guys join me. But tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a little bit early by having a little bit of an expert in a couple of arenas. He's a fellow expert in entrepreneurship. But he is also somebody that knows a lot more about Black history than I do. A lot more about the culture of the brown and darker skinned and pigmented, melanated people that are in America. And I'm going to bring him on right now. And I'm going to just introduce him as a friend, as a vendor, that, oh, y'all still talking, as a somebody that I look to for inspiration, somebody that I look to as a partner in this journey, and somebody that I look to as a fellow success story in the making. So I'm gonna go ahead and get Black Flour Apparel in here, and we're gonna get this. And I know what I wanted to talk about in the beginning, but then we're gonna branch off and see where we are. So, Black Flour Apparel, the owner and operator, Chester Hall. Did I get the last name right? Because I never use anybody's last name.
Yes.
Chester Hall, a.k.a. Black Cheese, a.k.a. Newport Slim, Norfolk Slim, a.k.a. the Virginia Beast Bandit, a.k.a. the Snapback Snafu, Mr. Sinister.
What's
How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Shot Boogie to you. How you doing? I'm waving to everybody as we go.
Shot Boogie. What's up, fam?
So the reason why I always got to have you on, and I'm gonna have you on many, many, many times, is because, like I was explaining yesterday, and I didn't want to get too far into it because I want you to tell your story. We met at an event,
right?
And Mr. Baker was in the event as well. Mr. Baker's an organizer, and I don't want him to feel like he's getting set up, but it's not going to be a pleasant conversation tomorrow because he's an organizer, and I want organizers to begin to answer for the mindset that goes into organizing these events for vendors. So it might be a little bit tough. He might not have all the answers, but I'm gonna give him a chance. But we met at an event, and you were right next to me, and I walked past your table a couple of times, and then I just asked you, like, yo, so what's the deal with what you got going on here? And I immediately was like, yo, that's crazy. And I never would have had the opportunity to come across something so inspiring if I hadn't taken the time out to think about more than myself in that space. So real quick, can you break down Black Flour Apparel and what it is that you're trying to do?
Okay, so I could talk about this all day long, all night long. So abbreviated version is definitely going to be the way to go about it. So ultimately, I came across Black Flour Apparel it was a soul searching project. I'm in education. I'm an assistant principal by trade. And Black Flour is a side business that I started to learn more about myself as a Black person in America. We know about history, but we don't know enough about our history. And the process of creating Black Flour was ultimately to learn more about myself here as a Black man in America. And there's a lot of untapped and a lot of unknown history that's out there. And it requires you to do some digging and maybe some traveling. So with that being said, I came across Black Flour by identifying that a lot of people thought that the major crops that were being grown in Virginia were tobacco and cotton and stuff like that. Actually, wheat was one of the top 4 crops that was grown in Virginia. Monticello and Charlottesville, Thomas Jefferson, he actually converted his farm from cotton to wheat. Once it became to one of those points where it was so labor intensive, so therefore he actually changed it over to wheat. It wasn't as intensive and the turnaround was a lot quicker. Wheat was one of the first ways that African Americans, the enslaved as well as the freemen, actually started closing the wealth gap in America. So when you look at that and you look at flour itself and it's white, ultimately, if you're milling for yourself and for your people, opposed to milling for your former slave masters or your slave owners, then you're looking at Black Flour. So that's the abbreviated version of it.
So wait. So I get, and I've heard this before, but now you made me just want to clarify something.
Okay.
So you're telling me that there were actually 2 different types of flour? So was it a different process, or you're just saying that when we made it,
correct,
it was Black flour?
Right.
Okay, so that's how I originally understood it. So it's almost like a separation to I always fuck with deleting whatever to separate who made what and create a value system based on who was the main producer. So
correct.
Did it now? And this is weird that I'm asking this, but I need to know. I want to know.
Right.
Was there an actual freaking difference, or it was just no? That's your flour, and I need the first 90%. You're getting the. Was it like a chitlins part of the pig type situation with the flour? I don't know how that went. I don't know how that works.
All right, so we're gonna dig a little bit deeper.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah, what's going on, man? So we're going to dig a little bit deeper then. All right. So ultimately, milling and millwrights were some of the most intelligent people on the plantations.
Now,
And because,
a
go ahead.
millwright, a millwright is the engineer that
Correct.
knows how to use the mill and build them or operate them. Correct.
Correct. And there's
Okay.
gearing, there's ratios and stuff like that as far as,
Right.
gearing down, gearing up. And there's a lot of mathematics and physics involved in it. So
Right.
if you
Right.
were a
Right. Right.
millwright, you were pretty much like top tier on the
You were
plantation.
skilled. You were a
You were a
skilled.
skilled
You're not
laborer.
even a skilled laborer. You're an artisan almost, like
Correct.
a master tradesman or like a mason or like a carpenter. Like you
Right.
were highly valued.
Correct. So with
Okay.
that being said, you started having white farmers that were bringing their wheat that needed to be milled into flour to these black millers, to these black millwrights. So what happening is there was this thing called it was called a short weighting. So say for example, if you brought in 30 pounds, let's say just for argument's sake,
Yeah.
wheat for flour. Okay. So if you brought in 30 pounds of wheat to be milled down to flour, if you didn't know your math or if you didn't know your weights and measures that well, which most of the Southern farmers didn't know, I could
Right.
tell you that you got 30 pounds and keep you going and
Right.
charge you for that 30 pounds, but I only
Yeah.
gave you 20.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
therefore,
Right.
that extra 10 started creating a process of funneling or creating an underground economy for the free blacks as well as the enslaved blacks that were working towards their
Gotcha. So they
freedom.
were cutting a little bit. There was a couple of Nino Browns out there that was cutting a little bit at the top, and they had their flour for the Carter. Like
Correct.
they had their flour for the Carter.
Correct.
So
Correct.
even back then, and I'm gonna take it from the the monotony of history. Um, so even then, we as a people were trying to find ways to make do under systems that weren't set up for us, that were actually set up
Correct.
against us. And you've managed to take that premise, that part of our history, and bring it all the way back. Because not only did I not know anything about Black Flour, but I didn't like that the whole wheat thing.
Hmm.
Now, but not everybody needs to smoke. Not everybody needs. There's hemp. There's a lot of different things to make fabric from, but everybody needs to eat. So
Correct.
wheat didn't get a lot of burn in the history books, but everybody had to deal with wheat and flour and things of that nature. So that's crazy that you found a way to reintroduce something that was almost like a hidden, part of just the history of the country,
Correct.
and bring some prominence to it. And then also, it's almost like the N word. How you take the N word and make it a term of endearment. You're taking Black Flour, which was literally created to make something sound less valuable,
Hmm.
and you're putting it in a place where it is now something to be revered, because there's so
Correct.
many, from what I'm hearing, so many intelligent, so many successful early African Americans, freedmen, slaves, and things of that nature. A lot of knowledge came from that and was getting passed down. So what made you? So that's the history side. You're a teacher, you're
Right.
assistant principal, all of that boring stuff. Books, books, books. What the fuck made you decide? What made you decide to jump off a cliff and decide to add entrepreneur to your resume?
I've always kind of had that entrepreneurial spirit. Probably right out of college, should I say. I've always been kind of doing something. I've done a little bit of network marketing. I've done a little bit of um, I've authored 2 books, and actually the whole entrepreneurship aspect came about
Wait,
as
wait, wait. You said you wrote 2 books, and I don't know about these books.
yeah, yeah, I have.
What's the title? Now, are these books available anywhere?
They are available. They should be still on Amazon. You may have to dig
What's the
around
name?
with them
What's
for a
the
little
name?
bit.
We're not going to remember, but we're going to post it later.
I bet. So the first one's called the MAP. The MAP stands for Massive Action Plan. So
Okay.
to kind of funnel how we got there. While I was in the classroom, I pretty much was a youth coach or youth life coach. So as I was going and meeting different kids that were, at risk or having some problems and stuff like that in school as well as in home, I was sitting down and meeting with them, and some of the strategies I was teaching them the parents were kind of listening in the other room, and they were like, hey, you know, what you're teaching him or her is pretty cool. I need to learn too. So they asked me, did I have anything like a curriculum? And I was like, well, no, I don't, but I will now. So usually what I ended up doing is I actually kind of created a curriculum that was for that person's parent. And then actually, after doing it about 2 or 3 times, I started seeing some similarities that were going across the board. So therefore, I actually created a 7-step massive action plan that people would need to do in order to go from, almost like a kind of a Jim Collins good to great, should I say.
Right.
So that was the first one. So it's called the Massive Action Plan, the MAP, M-A-P. Yep. The second one, I actually was an anti-bullying coordinator back in Accomack County Public Schools. So I wanted to create something. We had a curriculum that we were going through. It was called Oveus, but I wanted to create something that was a little bit more kid-friendly. At the same time, was more interactive and more enjoyable. It was less like an instructional lesson and more like I'm reading a comic book. So that's exactly what I did. Bullying actually was taking place more in the middle school grades than in the upper and the lower grades. So I created the graphic novel, very similar to what like a Diver Wimpy Kid created that, which was surrounding bullying. So the first book was called Billy the Bull and the Buck-Tooth Cyber Cipher, which talked about cyberbullying.
And that I think is important because a lot of times, because I'm 44, me and my wife, same age group, we grew up in the same time period. So we're the generation that grew up with all the technology. Literally, we grew up and we were there at the introduction, but there's a lot of kids that were born into it.
Right.
So I think that a lot of times we don't take into account the fact that back when I was in first, second, third, fourth, fifth grade, bullying stopped when you were no longer within proximity of the bully. So like literally, if the bully was not close enough to touch you, he couldn't bother you. Whereas now, because of the access that technology offers, and I'm not against the access to technology, but it is access for everybody. It is a freedom that comes with, it's a rose with thorns. And I think a lot of parents don't realize that there is the possibility and probability that your children are being exposed to that bully energy.
Correct.
24 hours a day.
Yep.
If they go to bed with their phone under the pillow, you know what I'm saying? Like that phone could be buzzing the entire night. And if they're dealing with a bully situation, that's literally disturbing their sleep. A bully is disturbing their sleep. And even though, but they know when they're dealing with that. And that's one of the things that I think is very valuable about what you're doing with that second book. And I ain't know nothing about it. Like I'm asking you these things because I don't want you to, when I'm doing my work, and I know you feel this way too. And Trom Diggs, sorry, I appreciate you. I value you for coming in. He's a creator also. He's on the music side, and we're on the entrepreneurial side with that. And he's in real estate as well. When we're doing our thing and we're in our zone and in our spaces, we see what we're doing as work and we enjoy it. So it's not labor intensive. It's enjoyable, but because of how we look at it in order to get it done, and we see the nuts and the bolts and the broken springs and the twisty ties that keep everything together, a lot of times when we're talking to somebody else, we downplay it, and I'm not going to let you do that. So, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at it, and you said you wrote 2 books, and I've always wanted to write a book, and I wouldn't know where the header or the footer goes. So when you just said that you wrote a book, I'm going to stop you and say, hold on. Let's give that its proper space. Let's give it its proper, you know what I'm saying, credit, because you didn't do it once. You know what I'm saying? You did it twice. And the topics are timely. You're not caught in your generation. You know what I'm saying? You're not the old man. You're realizing that it's there. But was that prior to Black Flour?
Yes, both of those were prior to Black Flour.
How long has Black Flour been a thing?
Black Flour's been a thing since 2018. So this was pretty much, it was the evolution of what was going on between Billy the Bull, and I had a sub company there, which is called Bullyproof, because when I was doing the life coaching, should I say. So there's Bullyproof that then moved into Black Flour. They're working on being merged back in together, or being one and the same.
Yeah, we doing everything.
Bullyproof
everything, bro.
Exactly.
We doing everything.
Exactly. So it's kind of fell to the backside, but I want to roll Billy the Bull back into Black Flour, mainly because it's still relevant and it's still going on. It's not you don't hear much about it, but it's still going on. I still talk to, kids and stuff of that nature. And not even just middle school kids, but high school kids. I'm dealing mostly with them right now, juniors and seniors, with my current employment. But yeah, I still see it every day. And I try my best to kind of, deter it and get rid of it. But you can't eradicate something. Sometimes it's something that has to start in the home, has to start in the community, has to start within themselves. So,
Right.
We have to do it the best we can. So
Right.
that was one of the things that I did to kind of help that whole process.
Right. So
And it's a graphic novel. Yeah.
so you realize that it's a job that's never going to be done, because it's just
Correct.
there's also a level of human nature that comes with that, of when you get into an environment trying to find your place, and sometimes you feel like your place is higher than everybody else, and you have to match, and a lot of people aren't taught how to manage that position. Like, you want that top spot, you want to be the top dog in the yard, but you could do it two ways. You can either prove yourself and be valued, or you can prove that other people are beneath you and devalue others. And I think I appreciate you for doing it. So
Thank
now
you.
let's get back to the kickoff of Black Flour. Like, let's get to what made you, because this is the whole point of Two Piece Tuesday. Is for you, it's for me, it's for people that haven't started yet, like Cassius Ray. It's for people like Rocky, who are, light years ahead of us, but have let us know that it's not that far away, right?
Right.
What made you jump off of that cliff? Because you jumped off the cliff and wrote a fucking book. That was crazy, but you're already in the educational field. What made you jump off the cliff of entrepreneurship, even though you had the bug and the itch? You could have did it right out of college, because you said you said right out of high school. Am I correct?
Right out of college.
Right out of college. So you could have did it right out of college, but you didn't. You were waiting. You were bullshitting around. You were trying to get a job to pay off your school loans. Like, all of that was probably happening. What made you decide to take that leap and go, you know what? I'm going to put myself out there and ask somebody else to buy it.
Couple of different things. And I picked two, actually. One, there's only but so many hours in the day, and you can only spread yourself but so thin before you start looking at it as, I need to either find a way to maximize my time, and use my time to make money wisely, or the other thing is, I don't want to work for somebody for the rest of my life. So those are the two reasons that, most people would go into any entrepreneur journey, is they know they want to make their own money, and they don't want to, have to answer to anybody for the rest of their lives. Don't get me wrong. Having a job and having job security is a beautiful thing. Entrepreneurship isn't for everybody.
So, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start pushing back on some of the words, and it's fine if I'm corrected, but it's not about the job. It's about the security. No. It's about the security. Heads Up Clothing. Appreciate you. It's about the security. So, all right. So I think that's also one of the main barriers for what's going to make an entrepreneur start. So a lot of times we'll get into entrepreneurship, we'll start a business, we'll get a product and all of that good stuff, especially most of the time it's in something that we're a fan of, because it's easy to be passionate about it.
Right.
So somebody that likes to play the guitar is going to look into the music field. They're not going to go into, something else, making candles.
Right.
But I'm trying to, because one of the things you said out of the two, because you're going to choose the two that are the most important to you. You didn't say anything about getting rich.
No.
Okay. I think that is important for people that are worried about entrepreneurship. They're worried about that start. None of us did it to get rich. Correct. That is something that can happen.
It's a byproduct, right? It's a
byproduct of it. But now, so do you know how much you would have to make with just Black Flour? Do you know how much you would have to make in order for you to say, I'm not going to work for this person anymore. I'm not going to, I am officially just Black Flour.
Right.
Do you know how much you would have to make financially? You don't got to say the number. If you want to, go ahead. Because I'm transparent with mine. But if you're like, no, I know my number, you know what I'm saying? Just give me a ballpark figure, because I think a lot of entrepreneurs think that, or a lot of people that aren't entrepreneurs are like, nah, I would never do that. I think they think that we have this superiority complex, like we're too good for something, when it's like, no, we're just not a good match for it. So do you know in your mind how much money you'd have to make to say, okay, I'm not doing that no more? I'm not doing. Okay.
And I answered that two ways. The first thing I read in the quote somewhere a while ago that said, once you make anything beyond 70K, I can't remember where it was or what I was reading or whatever it was.
I think I know where you go.
70K was the threshold to live where everything's taken care of.
Yeah.
And then anything above that is charity.
Yeah.
I have no idea where I read that or where I saw it, but 70K was the number.
And that's how much you make. That's including taxes and everything else getting taken out. Mm-hmm. If a lot of people, if you know somebody that works and they're making $70,000 a year, there's really not much that they're worried or complaining about unless they created that issue themselves. Correct.
Yes.
So if they have a vice or a bad habit, they're going to need more than 70,000. Right. But literally, so if you have two people in a household, you have a mother and a father, you got the twins, whatever the hell you got in your house, and both of y'all are making $70,000, you're living well beyond what you would have thought was necessary when you were younger. Now, of course, as you grow, you develop tastes, you develop habits, you develop wants. But as far as even your needs are taken care of, 70,000 is my number. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, 70,000 is my number to sit there and say, I know I will never go back to this, even though I'm not doing it now. But that's because my wife is supporting heavily on that side. So it's like my number is 124, 125, to where it's like, babe, you decide what you do. Because now, every day she wakes up for work, it's a whole different story. Because she could tell her boss to kiss her ass at any point in time. So her mentality is going to change. The level of stress that she takes on is going to change. And the reason why is because until me and you get to that point where we reach our number, there's a level of security that we don't have yet. Right. So yes, if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, throw security out the window. But there's not a better diploma. There's not a better degree. There's not a better certificate than starting a business and having it go bad, because you can always get back to the point where it went bad. So if all of a sudden, out the blue, granola was found to cause COVID, and it doesn't, it actually kills it. Don't check that. Don't Google that. Don't Google that. If all of a sudden it was found that granola or oats or something was just the worst thing, it was a level 7 carcinogen, I know I can stop Pangeon granola right now and start something else because I got to that point with a product. I know I can do it again. You can't beat that because it's one of those situations where if you're a lawyer and you mess up and you get disbarred, you might not be able to do that again. You can't just become another type of thing. You can't go from a lawyer and become a doctor. You're an author and a clothing apparel creator. Those things have nothing to do with each other. I've had businesses where I sold bath and body products, and now I do granola. I do jewelry. I do virtual plant parties. I'm going to be getting into podcasts and live streams and things. None of those things have anything to do with each other. Excuse me. That's not what I think it is. But it's one of those things where it's the best degree in the world. Learning how to create and cultivate something that started off here and being able to put it in somebody else's hands. You'll never forget how to do it. And it's one of those things where we have to begin to realize that degree can come to your children at 10 years old. My daughter, London, told me that she wanted to paint ukuleles. She wanted to hand paint ukuleles. That's what she wanted to do. She was like, Dad, can you get me a table next to yours? I was like, yeah, sure. What are you going to sell? Oh, I'm going to think about it. Big Don. Appreciate you. One of the best barbecue sauces I've ever. It sounds crazy. It sounds like an old 80s thing every time I say that. But yo, Big Don barbecue. But Big Don, that barbecue, just so that y'all know I don't be bullshitting. Go ahead, talk, Chess. I'll be right back.
No, I was just going to say, I just got me some. I got me some last night. Just did. I got both bottles, bro. And I was going to get me a trucker cap too, but they're all in white with different colors. If you got them in a black with a solid color, you got me. I'm a hat guy. That's it.
This is bottle number 6, and it's almost gone. And I don't put it on anything. It goes directly on what I'm eating and in my face. Like literally, that's it. I don't. You know how some people just put that on barbecue chicken in the pan, and then you just sitting there with a whole bunch of wasted. You don't waste Big Don's. No, you put the chicken on your plate, and you put the barbecue sauce on the plate with the chicken, and then you dip. That's how you treat Big Don's barbecue sauce. But
about to get some. About to get my mine. Mine in the mail. In the mail. Got my confirmation today.
It's like that. It's like that. And that's another thing that I want to kind of get to. How do you handle networking? Because there's a couple of people with design in the name, a couple of people with clothing company, and I don't recognize them. So I'm going to assume they came from the fact that you're live with me right now. How do you look at people that are in the same line as you when you go to an event? How do you look at that whole vibe of other creators doing what you do? How do you handle that?
I don't say anything about it. I mean, it's beautiful, first of all. I mean, my thing is there's enough pie at the table for everybody. That pie is huge. Everybody can get a slice. Somebody's gonna give some will get a little bit bigger, some will get a little bit smaller. There's enough pie at the table for everybody. Okay. So when I go to a pop-up or anything like that, and I see somebody has, some clothing or streetwear, anything like that, first of all, I'm looking for inspiration. Like I'm looking at designs and stuff like that. And then if something really catches my eye, I'm like, hey, how'd you come up with that? What's the story behind that? Because that's what I'm always looking for, a story. Okay. So, when they talk about it, I'm like, okay, that's dope. Now, then the next question is, you got my size. Most of the time, they don't have my size. In the new year, I got to get myself together so I can get down to my 3X.
Man, all right. And I'm going to tell you this again. And this goes for anybody that is even remotely going to swim past my space. Don't tell me shit, because I'm going to be on your ass. It's not because I'm this paragon of productivity. It's because I need to be on my own ass as well. So it's one of those things where if you're telling me that you got to get in, if you're trying, I'm trying to get in shape. I already started. Right. But if you're telling me that you're trying to get in shape, I'm gonna be like, yo, that's my people's, and I want you to win more than anybody else wants you to win. Right. You're married, correct?
Yes.
Your wife does not want you to win more than I do. So you can't don't tell me that you're trying to do something, because I'm going to be like, yo, so what's going on with that? Yo, what's good? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Accountability, right.
I want there to be this energy that I'm being legit. This energy that I feel like I didn't have for myself. And I don't know if it's a quote, Toy on Fire. She's a literary person. She's a doctor, and I call her the professor, even though that's not her. She's a doctor, but she's more into the literary arts. But I know that there's a quote where it's like, and somebody can please look it up or Google it and then type it in, because I really want to get it down. But I'm just trying to be the person that the 8 to 10-year-old version of me needed. And you know what I'm saying? Because it's growing up. I had dope parents. I had a great childhood. But as far as me as an individual goes, I had a great childhood, but I didn't have a great Floydhood, because there were certain things that I needed as an individual that it was beyond my parents. It wasn't not their fault. Like, what do you mean? They grew up in a system. And I grew up in that system and rebelled the entire time. The entire time I wanted to be myself. And I felt like I couldn't. So it's like, yo, when people tell me they're into something, when people tell me they like something, when people tell me they want to do something, I am the worst person to tell, because I'm going to be like, yo, go ahead. I'm like a devil on the shoulder. Go ahead. We have so much knowledge and information correlated in one place, right here where everybody's watching this live, on our phones, on our tablets, on our computers. The entirety of human knowledge is being correlated on this thing daily. So everything that we know and are right about is here. Unfortunately, everything we know that is wrong is also on here. But it's all here, and nobody can keep you from it. So anybody that says they want to start something, and you say that shit around me, you got one time to say it. And I'm like, yo, did you start yet? because I want to see it, because that's not my thing. I'm not going to do it, and I want to see what comes of it. I want to see what comes of everybody's ideas, everybody's designs, everybody's
Right.
story, because anybody that starts a business, if you're just making candles and you're just doing it to jump in on the on how everybody wants their houses to smell good and not like, curry goat foot, then you're not going to last long, because your candles don't tell a story. There's
Right.
one young lady, Soul Ascension. She makes candles, and I did an event with her, and I'm walking by her table, and I see that she has hand dipped candles. Everybody else is doing the jars. So I see the hand dipped candles, and my introductory thing, when I see a person that I haven't seen before, and I walk up to their table, is, so what's your story? I got eyes. I can see what you're selling. I can see it's candles. I'm not gonna say, hey, so what you got here? What kind of small talk bullshit is that? What's your story? What's going on here? Tell me about this. And when I tell you, her face lit up. She's one of my favorite vendors. Her face lit up because she had an opportunity to talk about the part of what she's doing that she is the most passionate about.
That's it.
And when I tell you, one, the reason why I'm the worst person to get around the candle table is because this gigantic thing in the middle of my face doesn't work. I can't smell. My sense of smell is horrible. So candles do me no good. But when she finished telling me her story, yo, how much is that? How much is that? And how much is that? Because I know my wife can smell it. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, let me get something here. I love what you just shared with me. And I told her, lead with that. There are so many people here doing what you are doing, but they're not doing what you're doing. They're not doing it for the reasons that you're doing it. There's plenty of people. I'm wearing, and I wore a Black Flour hat last night, so I got to spread the love.
Of course.
No offense. I knew you was gonna be wearing it. I didn't want to make it look weird.
No oversaturation.
Yeah, I didn't want it to be weird. Like we're all no, but there are people that are doing the same thing as you, but the story behind this is different than the story behind what you're doing. Correct. So make sure you lead with that, because until you get to the point where your logo is just recognizable across, until you're a red dot in a red circle for Target.
There you go.
It's your story. It's your story. You have to lead with your story.
That's it.
Now, next question I got.
Sure.
To get to the, what are you trying to do to get to the next? Because right now, I would classify me and you as tier 2 entrepreneurs.
Thank you.
We have a product. We took it from brain to box. Brain to box is tier 1. You made a hat. You got to the point in phase 2 where people are buying your hat that you don't know.
Right.
So I bought your hat and you didn't know me. That's phase 2. Like, okay, I'm now out here. Phase 3 is, what are you doing to get to the point? And this is something entrepreneurs got to get prepared for. What are you doing to get to the point where you're not the one selling it? So what's the next tier? Like what's happening with you as far as going to retail? Because I'm in that space right now where I'm at 2.9, and I'm like, okay. I'm waiting for this to come through. I'm waiting for that. What is it that you're coming to? What are the things that you're dealing with now to go from phase 2 to phase 3 where you are just running a business?
Right. So the initial thing, I think we talked about this a while ago, and I just dropped some major coin earlier this month, just learning about e-commerce. Like, I've been doing online sales for a while now, but I think it's kind of been a hit or miss. And I'm tired of doing the hamster wheel, should I say. And don't get me wrong. And we were talking about networking, stuff like that, as far as the pop-ups and everything, but they're so labor intensive. And if you're lugging totes and you're going across campuses and you're walking up these stairs and down these stairs, and it's exhausting when I take my wife and my son with me. So if I'm doing it by myself and I'm going all the way to DC or going to, down to Carolina, it's exhausting. So the next thing is to really scale up using Facebook ads and Google ads. So that's the first thing. Now, we had talked about that, so therefore there's still some things that I got to work out in there. And like I said, I paid some money for some classes, so therefore I could learn from specialists or people that have done it and that are doing it. If you don't know, the guy's name's Justin from Support Black Colleges. He's got their apparel line. It's got the shield on across the front of it, and ultimately, I mean, he's doing massive amounts of sales and he's got celebrities wearing his stuff. So yeah, somebody could say, "Well, he's doing more selling classes than he is doing apparel." Nah, it really isn't. He's still doing a lot of business internationally with apparel. And he's still doing pop-ups as well. If it's not him, it's one of his other co-owners. If it's not his co-owners, it's somebody that's in the business, in his company that are doing the pop-ups. But I dropped some major coin there, and I have considered looking at a storefront. I'm not 100%. Yeah, like, so
with everything that's going on in the world today. Woo!
So here's the thing. So I've been playing around with the idea. I've talked to my wife about it. I've ran some numbers and stuff like that. It's like, okay, so let's look at like a permanent pop-up location. Like, I know for a fact Thursday through Sunday, this is where I'm going to be. Okay.
Right.
How can I work that at? What hours do I need to put in? How many hours is going to be there? How many sales do I have to do in order to keep the doors open? Is this something that I want to do because I'm going to be locking myself down to a building or to a spot, Thursday through Sunday when, I could be out meeting different people and networking, doing pop-ups. So there's always that aspect. So I've been playing around with those two things. Like I said, the whole Facebook, Google ads, e-commerce side, I'm about 3/4 of the way through the class, and I'm going to get on with Justin and start talking to him. It's like, hey, what do we need to do? Trying to do that one-on-one coaching aspect. But yeah, that storefront it's irking at me. I don't want to jump out there just yet. So it might be a toe touch, for the time being. But one thing I will say is that I'm not as well known in the Hampton Roads area, or in Newport News, should I say, as I am back home. So obviously it's my hometown and I got a lot of support from there. But there is a huge market here. There is another gentleman that's doing crazy big things here in Hampton Roads. Is Coach Riemann, Tommy Riemann, City on My Chest. And if you don't know who that is, definitely go ahead and check that out. His stuff is dope, and he's just a community guy. Like, he's from the community. He's a community guy. He does tons of stuff with the schools. So that's like my next aspiration there. Is to kind of get to that level. And I've been to his masterminds and, met up with him and talked with him, done his pop-ups and fests. So it's a lot that I've got playing around right now, should I say? Mm-hmm. But ultimately there's irons in the fire.
Okay. So we done touched on your past, we done touched on your present, and we done got into the future. What I want to do, and then we're going to close out for your part.
Sure.
The people that are still nervous, still scared, still stuck in phase one, what is like one piece of advice that you would make a two-piece Tuesday about? Because I know you've watched a few of the two-piece Tuesdays. What's a piece? Give me a piece for the entrepreneurs out there. Matter of fact, it doesn't even have to be a business-related piece. Give me a mindset piece, because that's usually what I do mine on. Just give me something mindset-wise that you think you want to pass on to anybody that's watching or that will watch going forward.
I don't want to sound violent or vulgar or anything like that.
Yeah, I found it. Sound the way you need to sound. Get that message out.
If you got an idea, pull the trigger. Mm-hmm. Pull the trigger. You can say ready, set, fire, or aim, and aim, and aim, and aim, mm-hmm. and aim. Mm-hmm. Being stuck in aim mode, mm-hmm. trying to perfect it before it gets out there. Just mm-hmm. pull the trigger, and then guess what? You get to reload. Yeah. If you miss, you get to reload. Try it again.
You won't know what corrections need to be made until you miss.
Correct.
You won't know what habits you got to change until you do something wrong. Yeah, the learning happens when you trip. I need to when I get back around the next time, I need to pick my foot up, and then you'll hit a wall. Like, all right, when I get to this point, I got to look for a door to go through or find somebody with a ladder. Like, that's but waiting, it's the worst thing, man.
That's it.
Listen, Big Chester, Black Cheeks, a.k.a. the Virginia Beach Bandit, a.k.a. Mr. Black Flour himself. I appreciate you. I honor you. The reason why I wanted to have you on and give you this opportunity was not just for content, but I wanted to give you your flowers as well. I appreciate what you do. You are the griot. I value the stories and the lessons that you gave me, and the ones that are, oh, you wearing it. Oh, I appreciate you,
You know
brother.
I got to. You got
I
to.
appreciate
Got
you,
to.
brother. I value what you do, and I'm telling you, me and your wife can arm wrestle. Nobody wants you to win more than me, and
You
I
haven't met
want
my
that
wife
to be.
though.
And
I think you might lose.
but I want that to. I want that to be the competition in our lives. I literally want the people that care about what we're doing to fight over who wants you to win more. That's
Most
the only
stuff.
way that we're going to overcome all these obstacles. Because if there's somebody and it's just one person and they care, that's not enough to carry anybody. That's not enough to carry a village. That's not enough to carry a community. That is not enough to change a fucking culture.
Yeah,
Everybody has to want everybody else to win in their circle more than anybody else. It should be a fight to be as close as possible to the people that are doing well. It should be a battle every day with your friends, your family, and your community to see who can give the most to the people that are doing things. Because me giving you energy is great. You doing everything on your own is amazing. But that's only one focal point of energy
right.
versus everybody in your community giving you what they have. The amount of shit you can accomplish, the heights that you'll be able to reach, you can't even quantify it because you don't know what comes with a person's energy,
Very
positive
true.
or negative. But
Very
I'm
true.
letting you know that you're getting all of my positive energy, brother, and I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate it, and you get all mine as well. I mean, like I
And,
said,
and I
we've
and
been
I
in
and I know
contact.
it, and I know it, and I appreciate it, man.
Most stuff. Most
Thank
stuff.
you, bro. Thank
Appreciate
you,
it.
man.
Thanks,
I
everybody.
don't know how to kick you out of here, so you're gonna have to hop off and then hop back on. And if you're a follower of Black Flour Apparel, please follow me in the chat. If
Yes.
you're one of my followers, please follow Black Flour Apparel. He got some dope joints. The t-shirts, they got stories.
Every
The
last
mixtape,
one.
and I still haven't ordered my mixtape tee. I'm gonna do that.
All right, bet.
He got a mixtape tee. The story behind it is amazing. But once again, my guy, I appreciate you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Take care, everybody.
All right, man.
All right.
All right. Next thing I'm gonna do. Once again, yo, I know y'all, I can't hear y'all clapping, but y'all gotta definitely check my boy out. Let me get Shug real quick. Let me see if he'll get in here. We done had our little bit of seriousness and black power and all of that. And now it's time to, oh, thank you, Natasha. I appreciate that. Let's see if it's Wednesday. He might be drinking. Nah, Black Flour, I appreciate you for even wanting to be interviewed. It wasn't really, it just happened that way, man. Be ready for the podcast though. But the podcast is gonna be different. We're not just gonna keep talking about business, man. Trom Diggs, I appreciate you. You are definitely on the short list of people that I want to interview, man. So be ready. The second smartest person in the room coming 2022. We're gonna see where Shug's at. Oh damn, here we go. Oh
Yo,
shit, Shug, where you at, man?
yo, you
Where you
know
at?
me. We out here in the streets, bro. You know how we do it,
Shug,
man.
where you at, man? You still on
I
the
got,
run?
I got
Shug on the
COVID
run eating?
47, man. I got COVID 47. I don't even know what.
Oh, hold
I got.
on.
I got the Decepticon variant.
Oh no, you got Unicron. No.
I got a unicorn, son. I got a unicorn. I've
Oh
been looking for a
no.
unicorn all my life. Been looking
What's
for a
going on,
unicorn.
man?
Hey, look, man, I'm good. Let me just get my lights on. My lights is off. Let me get my lights on real quick because I'm all jacked up here. I ran down here, bro. I was running late. I said,
So you hop in. Yo, by the way,
but I jumped on. I jumped on, and I saw.
hold on.
And I saw.
Just showing the arm candy right quick.
And I forgot to put mine on. See,
All right, go ahead.
Damn.
Oh, yo, what? Yeah, get your Wi-Fi right. What's going on, shit? This is a quality operation we running here.
Oh, my Wi-Fi off? Hold on. Oh, you know what? I'm not even on my Wi-Fi. That would explain it. There you go.
Yeah,
I was on the Verizon network.
You was running on B&T.
Yeah, I was running.
You wasn't running on AT&T. You was running on B&T. What the? All right, anyway. Now, all right, so I'm going to ask this while he's getting his shit together. Is there... Yo, this is really jacked up. Am I jacked up too? Somebody give me a thumbs up or drop some hearts real quick. Front of the line mobile. Front of the line mobile. Where do we know each other from? Yeah, he left. I'll send him another invite. Front of the line mobile. You're a new addition to the family, and I appreciate you. What was the connection? How'd you get to me? Was it a hashtag? Is it Rocky? What's the connect? What's our connection? All right, let's try this again. Real Boost Rhino. Boost Rhino. What's going on, brother?
All right, I think I'm back.
You back, but your lights ain't on.
Nah.
What, you gotta choose? You got to choose reception?
Wi-Fi, bro.
You gotta, wait.
Wi-Fi, bro. It's
You
like
gotta, okay, that lady Kitty. Oh, okay. So you gotta choose between illumination. You got illumination or reception? Like,
what else that behind me?
what is that behind you? I don't know what the fuck that is. What is that?
That's
The fuck is that? Yeah, you gotta pull up close on that. Is that an alien?
hell yeah, that's an alien. So you got me nervous.
Nigga, I'm not even gonna tell you what I thought it looked like from over here. Remember, your phone ain't got the best reception. It looked like, I'm not gonna lie to you, cover up your kids' ears. That shit looked like a silver.
That's mine. You ain't see that?
Yo, it looked like a silver. It looked like what COVID is fucking the planet with. That part of my language. Part of my language.
Hey, look, man, it's good to see. Shout out to Black Flour Apparel. I happened to jump on and catch the tail end of that, man. And
Don't do.
I'm gonna follow him as soon as this is over. It's a wrap. I'm not sure. I might be following him already because I know you put me on to him.
You might be. You might be.
Rock Deep Global and a couple other people, but I'm gonna still jump on there, and I'm gonna get me a hat too.
You turn the light on, and then you're not standing in the light.
I went to the bar.
No, get away from the bar. This ain't the Flizzy and shit. No. This is Definitive Virgo's page.
All right. No, I know. I'm not.
No liquor. No liquor. We're not taking shots every 30 minutes. No, get away from there, Shug.
But I think if I'm gonna be on there and chat with you about business and
yeah, that not
Tuesdays, I can have a cocktail.
No. So for anybody that does not know, for anybody that does not know, this is my boy DJ Shug. We've known each other for probably touching on 20 years. He's a DJ out of New York and a raging alcoholic. We had a YouTube channel together. He's sitting there drinking. Is that Snoop Dogg's gin?
You know it. We could endorse that fully. Snoop Dogg, we endorse you.
First off, who drinks gin? Secondly, who drinks anything that Snoop Dogg has ever made? Him.
Me.
Finish the bottle. Like, you didn't just open that. Bottle done.
Yeah, I had to get something else.
So anyway, Shug is my man. We did a YouTube channel together, and most recently, we were doing a stream on Twitch, YouTube. Where else? Facebook.
We was Twitch. We was on Mixcloud.
We was on IG. And it was, Flizzy and Shug. And we're bringing that back. We're definitely doing something with that. We're looking for a new platform to do it on. I'm kind of tired of putting in the work and having a good time and not being able to fully control it with Twitch and YouTube and Facebook and all those other things, especially IG not letting us even work the way we need to work. But there is an app called Live Waves. It is a social media app. It is Black owned. I'm already on there. Live.
As am I.
Livewaves.app. You can type in Live Waves in the Play Store, in the Apple Store. Download that summer bitch tonight. It is Black owned. It is still growing. They don't use algorithms and all sorts of stuff. So anybody that follows, they're gonna get your stuff. It's still in chronological order. Now the best part is a great place for creators to get on. Wait. Did you just pour Ciroc in a water bottle and now you're drinking like that's Poland Spring?
No, it's a real Poland Spring. It's a real Poland.
So where the hell does Ciroc go? I mean, where'd the Grey Goose go?
Grey Goose and the gin is in here.
Okay. I gotta keep an eye on you, bro.
I'm hydrating.
I gotta keep an eye on you, bro. At Live Waves app. That's the name of the thing. But listen, we need to. I'm not gonna sit there and buy black clothes, black hoodies, make black jewelry, black granola, and not be able to follow a black-owned media platform, social media platform. It's not about anything other than we have to stop making excuses why we continue to make their stuff big when we can do it ourselves. And people will always come to, and I mean people, and in all of them, white, Indian, Spanish, everybody will always come to what we make as melanated people in America because we are culture creators. We are cultural monoliths, damn near. There is no culture in America besides the culture that African experiences and indigenous experiences have brought to it. This would be a country of grits and crackers if it wasn't for the soul that African Americans, that Indians, that Native Americans, that Latinx people, that the indigenous people from the Caribbean islands brought to this country with the ingredients that were just dropped in front of us. Damn, there is trash. The music that we made, the clothing that we wear, the designs that we cut our hair into, or what we do with our skin, what we do with our bodies. It's something that nobody else can replicate or duplicate, so they jump on after we make it possible. And I think that we need to really get rid of this shit to where our mindsets are kind of jacked to where unless they are giving it the okay, then it's not cool. So Instagram became the place to be after they made it cool, and that's not the actual history of anything. Black Twitter made Twitter possible, made it blow as much as it did. The black young women that were dancing on TikTok created the D'Amelio sisters. We create the culture. And this isn't pro-black. This is can you please claim your shit? Like, don't just come, drop your heart and soul somewhere and not claim it. Claim it. Take it. So here's an opportunity with Live Waves to sit there and just have it, because I already have an IG. I still got Snapchat, and I don't use it. I still got Facebook, and I don't use it. I got a TikTok. So for me to sit there and say I got all of these damn platforms that somebody else made, but I'm not gonna actually download the black one. We really doing that? I hope we're not really doing that. I hope we're not really doing that.
I got it, bro.
I hope we're not really. And although I want to get to 1,000 followers because it's kind of cool to have that 1K, I'd rather 1,000 of us go over and join Live Waves. I'd rather that. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I'm saying that is because Shug, I want us to really look and see what we're gonna do next, man. Shug, what ideas do you have, man?
I'll be honest with you, man. I just gonna come work for you. I was gonna work in the Pangeon Granola factory with
sure.
You know what I mean? The amount of alcohol I drink, I'll create some new fly bracelets and everything, some new flavors and everything, bro. The amount of alcohol I drink.
Hey, listen, anything that'll make it easier for me, let's not get it twisted. I am not a fan of work. So anybody that says they want to come work for me, let's get it.
Well, look, man, the first thing I'm going to tell you is your energy is contagious and keep it up. You know, I know what you've been pushing, and you push it every week, and you've been consistent with the 2-piece Tuesdays, and it's a great way to end the year, man.
Hey, is that Mom?
And Moms is on there, and the Ghost. The Ghost is in the building.
Look at Ghost,
so
son of a bitch.
Make sure y'all follow Flizzy and Shug and Black Flour Apparel and Definitive Virgo. We got to get Definitive Virgo to 1,000 followers, so we need to.
I needed 20. I needed 20 when we started today.
And here's the reason why, though. Here's the reason why that's important. I agree with everything you said about supporting black-owned businesses and building. I love what Black Flour said about the ideas he's playing with about even brick and mortar. Brick and mortar is still important, you know.
It is for sure.
And the reason why you still have to play in these networks, Instagram, TikTok, these places, is because it's the way that the current system is set up. And the only way to break out, like I saw somebody put in the comments, mass exodus. The only way to get mass exodus is to get it out here on these platforms.
You got to get it, and that's why I'm talking about it.
So that's why the followers are still important on Instagram and TikTok and all them places because and that's why the content is important of what you're putting out. You know, the consistency with your 2-piece Tuesdays, the funny videos. You know, forget the stuff that we was doing. That has stuff there too, but that has its own audience. But I do believe that the support for the brands and when you know Rock Deep Global and all. Look, I wouldn't have known none of these people if it wasn't for you, right? Think about that. So the power of what you're talking about and putting that out there is important. So look, man, I think I'm kind of with you guys on what you're talking about. I think you know you're talking about mindsets on 2-piece Tuesday, and I think that the big thing that I learned from the pandemic was the power of reinvention and the power of relevancy. And I think that they're both important. And I say reinvention because you like, and you know, actually, Black Flour just said it. He said, you know, fire away. You know, don't waste so much time aiming. Just take your shots sometimes.
Take your shots.
Right. So reinvention is taking shots because you're gonna do something and it's gonna fail or something's gonna happen that's gonna derail you. And it's okay. Do you take another shot or do you have to take a different shot? And that to me is where reinvention became really important. You know, as a DJ, as an event planner, as a party.
You gotta change your playlist.
The pandemic hit and all that shut down. So it's like, all right, well, how you gonna make?
What are you gonna do?
How you gonna make that bread that you had? How you pay this mortgage? How you pay this car note? How you doing all them things? And that look, you know, I told you the story. I spent the weekend going down the wormhole trying to research, you know, Twitch and internet and streaming, and then I sent you down the wormhole. I lost you for a month.
Don't tell me, and I said this yesterday. Don't tell me shit.
Yes, exactly.
I didn't know a thing about stream, and I had wanted to stream. And Cassius Ray, if you're still in there, listen to this. I have been wanting to, and he knows how long I've been wanting to stream because he was around when we were doing the YouTube. He had seen a couple of episodes of the YouTube.
Okay.
So he knew that I wanted to stream, but then you fucked up. And you was like, yo, this is what I'm doing. And I was like, oh, I know somebody that's streaming. Like, yo, so what are you doing? And you started telling me about what you was doing. And the definitive Virgo said, jack, jack, jack. I started the fucking car. And you were like, yo, it was like maybe a week. No.
I lost you for a minute.
It was a couple of days. And I came back and I was like, yo, did you know you could do this? Did you know that you could combine this with this? Do you know that this happens? And you can put this here? And we could connect everything together? And you was like, yo, I don't know nothing about what you said. I said, don't worry about it. Give me 3 days and just log on to Zoom and it's going to be ready.
And that's when you became the producer. That's when you became the producer, son.
And the reason why I went so hard on that was because I wanted to be involved with you again. I wanted this thing that me and you have. I wanted that old thing back, right? And I knew I wasn't gonna start DJing. I could care less about name, artist, and year of that Carole King song, or of that Beres Hammond song, or of that Tony Terry song, or of that Drake joint, or yo, what was the one that you told me? You was like, yo, this is the album of the year. 2020. What was the album of the year for you?
Was it the Bruno joint? Did I tell you about it? Was it the Bruno?
No. It was an artist that I was like...
Bruno came out this year. I
was like, what? You listen to him? You was like, yo, that might be album of the year. I'm about to listen to it again.
Oh, I got to go think about that.
2020.
2020.
It was, damn, now I can't remember the name because I was trying to keep it quiet. Old boy that we lost. Young dude. Forgot his damn name.
Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke. And I was like, Pop Smoke?
So that album was fire.
And you was like, yo, that might be the album of the year. And that's the evolution that you were talking about. You got to evolve. You got to be able to go, okay, it's no longer, a party where you can play I Want to Sex You Up and play the whole song. No, that time's gone. You got to play the first, you got to play the chorus of that shit, and then you got to keep it moving. You got to keep it pushing to the next thing because that's not the thing anymore. That's nostalgia only. And now you got to sit there and go, all right, let me play some West Indian music. And back in the day, you get Elephant Man going, and You got 20 minutes of Elephant Man joints, and now it's like, now you got to play Afro beats. Now you got to, that stuff that goes into exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
You
man.
have to sit there and be able
Relevancy,
to,
that keeps you relevant,
keeps
right?
you relevant.
Because the companies, right? So again, we talk about the arena that we're playing in, right? So you got to play the arena, and the rules were set up way before we got here,
Way
right?
before,
So way before we got here. So the reason why relevancy is important as well is because the people that are paying you the money that you want to build and support your family with and build your brand with, right? So the only way your brand, it takes money to make money. So at some point you gotta put some money into your brand, right? That's what Black Flour is talking about, do I need a brick and mortar? Do I need a Thursday through Sunday, right? That because at some point that's going to cost money just so you can try to make money, right? That's going to cost rent. That's going to cost whatever it's going to cost. Well, that's the same thing with relevancy, man. That's why you can't. That's why so many DJs fade to black, because they love the era music they came up in, and then they're like, I don't want to listen to this new stuff, and everybody becomes old. Like, I don't want to listen to the old stuff anymore. But you got the new stuff anymore. But you have to if you want to remain relevant, and you have to if you want to make sure that you're still somebody that somebody would call for a wedding or for a corporate event at Google, or all the places that I've been. So
Wait. Because Black Flour try to do the same shit. Chester try to do the same shit. Don't just gloss over the fact that you DJ'd for Google. Run down your shit real quick. Who have you DJ'd for, corporate wise?
Bro, we ain't got that kind of time, bro. We ain't got that kind of.
Give me five names of corporations that cut them checks so we can see what we working with. That Fliz, that your boy Uncle Fliz ain't working with bums, man. I'm the bum.
I've done well. I mean, if you want to do corporations, I've definitely done Macy's Inc. I've done Google. I've done DDB Needham Worldwide, which is a major advertising firm in Manhattan, in New York City.
I'm glad you clarified that because I didn't know who that was. I'm glad you clarified.
I've done, organizations. So I've gotten money from the NYPD, one of our favorite, well-known organizations for probably the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? And that's led me to other organizations. I mean, artists. I've done a lot of artist stuff. LL Cool J, his wife's brand of jewelry, Simone Vega, her jewelry that she got out there. Alicia Keys. I DJ for Parlux Fragrances. So you might not know who Parlux Fragrances are, but they're the people that put out the Alicia Keys fragrances, the Rihanna fragrances when they was all out there hot and popping.
So you're not doing corporate events for the one. You're doing it for the one above all.
Right. We're not trying to do just the one. We're not doing Rihanna's fragrance drop only. We want the contract with Parlux Fragrances, right? That's the one that we had. That's how you do it. So you say, okay, Parlux, every time you need it. Look, I was at a point where I wasn't even DJing some weekends. I was so busy that I was filtered out work. There's so many DJs that ate off of what I was doing. Tunes, Michigan, Silk, right? So DJ
Silk, another dope ass DJ that's doing his thing.
And so I put Silk on the Macy's. That's the Silk.
Matter of fact, I worked with Silk before me and you started doing YouTube. When me and him were doing an internet radio show back in the day, and I'm so mad.
That was so dope, man.
Yo, I'm so mad that shit didn't go further. But when you deal, and it's still a fatal flaw in the Black, Indigenous, people of color entrepreneurial movement. A lot of times, and this is what I'm going to go into tomorrow a little bit with an organizer of events. A lot of time, people are in business to take advantage of businesses instead of trying to help those businesses grow. So when we were me and Silk were working at a spot that had studio space and studio time, and we were doing internet radio, but we were paying to do the show. So that's what it was. Like, it wasn't like we were doing a show and then the ad revenue was coming in and we would get paid off of whatever ad revenue. No. We might as well have been rappers buying studio time. Mm-hmm. We would go in there. It was like $50. You get your hour. And I would literally, and Silk was just on there. And I remember he had some I forgot who his co-host was. But it wasn't a good match. Just them two wasn't a good match. I said, yo, Silk, man, I heard your joint. Let me come through. He was like, I bet. I went through and I was like, look, I'm going to let you rock. Let me just kind of steer the ship and you run it, because I don't care about the music part. I love music. I'm gonna let you do your thing. Let me help you do your thing better. Let me be the assist man. And we had DJ Tunes on there a couple times also as a third
I
wheel.
went down to the studio, hung out on the couch when y'all was doing
The shit was dope. We had skits. So I took care of the skits part. It was dope. But so you have somebody that's just starting some shit out, and then here you are, business, and you're not organized. The studio's closed. Nobody's there to set up the things. The equipment isn't hooked up right, because you're just getting this. You're getting this little bit of money from a business, which was the DJs and me. And you could have been, if you had just handled it right, have somebody on the staff, have somebody there, we could have grew. The people before us could have blew. The people after us could have blew. And they would have been able to make that much more money. But nah, it's so short-sighted. It's like they see this, and if that's all you've ever seen, Traum was, he was a guest up there.
Yeah, Traum,
We had Junior Mafia up there one time. Like, this is all stuff that I'm totally forgetting that happened. And it goes sour when we don't go at it with the right mindset, when we don't have the mindset that everybody brown is community, not competition.
Yep.
And it's crazy.
It's a huge opportunity. That's what you've been talking about. But and here's the keeping it real moment. You know me, I ain't PC, but I'm gonna keep it real. We are the only culture I know that behaves that way. And I say that because and I don't know if it's because of the history of slavery that's heavy in our past as a culture, and so we had to fight for, if you got free, you was free, so you had to fight for your own way. So I don't know where it's inbred in our community,
where its roots are
from. But I think about entire cultures that migrate to the United States and migrate to New York City, and they pop up. That's why you see a whole community pop up in one spot. They all are helping one another, right? So the Chinese, the Asian community, the Jewish community, right? They come in and they take over a neighborhood, and we get mad. We're like, oh, they buying up all the houses, they doing this, they open all these business. But you know what? They are moving as a unit. They are moving as a community. They're like, oh no, we're not spending our money with you. We're spending our money over here with our own person. And that is the one thing, that's what you push every Tuesday. That's what you push in your messaging.
Yeah, this competition, I hate seeing competition. So the easiest way for somebody that may not, where they're like, I think I get what he's saying. To me personally, the Versus brand, what they're doing with Versus right now is a huge missed opportunity. And it's because I promise you, somebody let a white person brand it as competitive. This artist, now it started that way. Now we come from a battle rap culture, and that's kind of hip hop, but that's not what this shit should be about right now. One of the biggest losses to something that could have been amazing was the Lox versus Dipset, because they already had the plan to do a tour together. But because of the way that it was broadcasted, because of the way that it was hyped up, because of the way that it was advertised, it wound up being a fight on stage, and Jadakiss did what the fuck Jadakiss did. Yep. Now, who wants to go see a Dipset concert now after Jadakiss did that? As soon as the Lox perform, I'm out of here.
Yep.
So it's like, why would you do that? And then it continued.
But here's the thing: they're selling Versus.
But here's the thing. The amount of money that could come from it. Who's going to want to go see Bone Thugs and Harmony now?
I don't disagree. But so you talk about, and look, here's
this. Thing. You're still doing this. It's the same shit in their radio show.
Exactly what it is.
All we want to do is get you on stage. Right. That's it. I just want to get you on stage. I'm going to show this shit over and over, and the clips on YouTube of your dumbass throwing a water bottle is going to get me paid over, and all I gave you an opportunity to get was this, because when you leave, you can't do shows like you would have. Right. You're a joke now because you let them put you in that space. You let them put you in that area where all of a sudden you're a clown. There's going to be a loser if you pit people against each other.
Look, you talked
Why
about
are we letting ourselves? Why are we letting that shit happen?
because
Make that shit a 2-hour concert.
we're too short-sighted. We're too
Too fucking
short-sighted.
short-sighted. This is the biggest waste of our culture. It's the biggest waste of our culture that's happening right now.
Well, look, versus is a prime example to me of short-sightedness. So they took the concept, right, and it got birthed out of battle rap, you're right? But once it caught fire, people at home on a pandemic, versus how you gonna tune in. Once that started happening, right? That company should have never got sold. It's getting sold. It's getting sold for like 500 million or something like that. Some crazy number, right?
Because it's Triller. It's Triller now, right? It's Triller.
Yeah, but it's a drop in the bucket.
Dropping the bucket, man.
And guess why? You want to launch a black social media app? What if they did Versus and made this black social media app?
Yep.
What if they say, you know what? Versus is going to launch its own social media app. It's a free download. Everybody go download it right now. We are going to compete with Instagram and Facebook and whatever.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. They would shut down every time that they had a Versus. Instagram would shut off.
That's how you make real money. Because now, not only Versus, I'm gonna get all the deals, all the music. So this way, if you want to be on a social media platform, you can do your thing with music. By the way, come on over. And you know, the rest of the world, forget the black, everybody else will come too. Because like you said,
that's what Live Waves is. That's what Live Waves is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Live Waves is.
But Versus is a prime example of, could they have taken that beyond a sponsored concert by Ciroc, or instead of doing that, could they have said, you know what, Versus is going to spend $100 million and we're going to invest in our social media startup, and we're going to start it up. It's called Versus, and jump on it, and it's going to be whatever the content is. But I don't care. Mirror it after it. Everybody would have just followed.
So look, this is what we're going to do, Shug. We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
I'm with it. I ain't got a computer brain though.
We're going to do it. You're the DJ. All right? I'm Don King. I'm the mouth. I'm the promoter. I'll hype the shit up. And we're going to go over the Live Waves. And we're going to do the verses that the people want. We're going to get Jay-Z in the verses. We're going to get Busta in the verses. We're going to get Michael Jackson and Prince in the verses. We're going to get
it, bro. Let's go.
We're going to get these artists in the verses. So what we're going to do, this is fuck everything. We breaking everything right now. Black Flour, Chester. We got to have this meeting tomorrow. We got to do whatever we got to do to get Live Waves on this meeting, okay? We got to meet up with them because they already want to meet with me and you to go over their shit, right?
Okay.
But Shug, this is a proclamation for the 2022. We're going to do 5 verses. If it expands to more than that, it expands to more than that. Okay. We're going to do 5 verses. I'm going to take that shit very, very serious. So it's not just it's not going to be a regular stream. Shug, I'm going back down the black hole. I'm going to figure out how to make it present a certain way. Hopefully, Live Waves is able to handle that, right? To allow us to stream to them the way I want to stream.
Right.
And we're going to it's going to be crowd participation. We'll do scoreboard. We'll do playlists. We'll let the people decide what the verses is going to be. And I want to do verses the way the verses is supposed to be done. A celebration of music where we just honor 2 artists. We give flowers, but we're going to do it in a way where, all right, there's a little score that we're going to keep and everything like that, but it's straight for the love of the game. We're going to hear the music at the proper way it's supposed to be heard. You know what I'm saying? Because even when it's done right, and you have a Stephanie Mills versus Shaka Khan, things can go wrong. Shaka Khan wasn't at her best that night. You know what I'm saying? Whatever her situation was, it was something that I was looking forward to, that I kind of was like, damn, that could have went better.
Yep.
We're gonna do it better. Okay?
I'm with it, bro.
Start getting your shit together. Your shit's together. I'm gonna have this meeting with Live Waves.
I drink a lot of my shit's together.
I need everybody to download Live Waves. I don't know what we're gonna do. It might be something where we in order for you to put everything together, it might be like $1 or $2 or whatever, because Live Waves is set up for producers and artists and people that want to create shows and people that want to create content. So we might do something where we might charge or whatever. I might not. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do something. Because this shit that's currently happening right now, it ain't it. Everything that's happening right now, this ain't it. There's
I agree.
Black Flour, you already know. Chester, you already know. I'm not the one for talking anymore. And the whole thing is, it makes me sound crazy when I stay like this. But people that have known me for more than 5 years, they know that the level of bullshitting and self-sabotage that I was on is unbeatable. Nobody could go back in time and bullshit on themselves more than I bullshitted on myself. So I got all the energy in the world for me to try to be better and for you to try to be better. I got all the energy in the world. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a verses, and we're gonna do it the right way. We're gonna honor these musical artists. We're gonna let you shine. We're gonna let you shine, Shug. We're gonna let the audience.
Look, I just want to do. Look, you know me, man. I'm not about to shine. I'm about the business concept, and at the end of the day,
don't matter. I don't give a damn what you're talking about right now. I don't give a damn what you're talking about right now.
No. That's all right. That's all right. Listen to why. I don't need to shine. I could be the dude in the suit in the background pressing the button saying, "All right, we live. Let somebody else shine." I don't care. That's why.
Right,
that's why.
But listen. So this is what we're gonna do.
The DJ game.
This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. All right.
We got too many DJs at war. I don't want to be at war.
Five shows that we gotta do. Let us fuck it up. Let us get the kinks out.
Okay, fair. That's fair.
And then at number 4, we'll make an announcement to what's gonna happen from 6 to 10. How about that?
I'm with it.
But I need everybody that's on here, the 10 people that's on here, I need y'all to, because we need it, we gotta have an audience. We gotta have somebody to show it for. So we need you guys to sit there and be ready. Keep an eye out. Keep a lookout. And we need you to go download Live Waves. Go download that app. Definitive Virgo is on there already. I have some of my 2 pieces for the year on there, but it's one of those things where after I have this meeting with them, after I had this meeting with Live Waves, with Chester from Black Flour,
yep.
Hopefully they give me the news that I need to sit there and go, no, this is the direction that me and Shug are going in. Because I'm not leaving IG. It is what it is. I got 1,000 over here. I don't have 1,000 on Live Waves yet. But it's like, this is the beginning of, hey, here's another option. Because I promise you, there's somebody out there, there's 11 people on here right now, plus more, that are watching this. And some of them are like, no, I don't feel like downloading another app. But you got Snapchat. You got IG. You got Facebook. You might have Clubhouse. You definitely got TikTok. And you're going to tell me that you're not going to do one more?
The black social media app.
If that's the energy you on, it's all good. I will leave you right here. I'm still going to be here, but I'm definitely looking at you sideways. Like this. You see my ear? You see my ear trying to touch my shoulder? Oh, where? Yo, you saw me on Live Waves? Oh, no? So let's get this shit popping. There's no Black Flour said it. Let me pin
I asked a question before, and I know we've been on here a while. I know time and stuff.
Listen, I'm gonna talk until people go to sleep. Nah, go ahead. What's your question, bro?
Can Black Flour Apparel drop his website or his link to his product in the chat, his comments?
For sure. Go ahead, Chester. Drop that, and then I'm gonna pin it.
I need a hat. I see you wear the hat, and I ain't got a hat, so I'm gonna have to go purchase a hat. You know what I mean? I seen the hat. I seen it, and you ain't. And I said, Flizzy, it's the one thing I asked Definitive Virgo for Christmas. I said, yo, can I get a Black Flour? He ain't give me none of that. See, yeah, I see the hat, bro. I already seen it. I already seen the hat.
And that's another reason, Chester, I didn't want to tell you this, but my hat looked better than yours because it's super black. My hat is super black. I didn't want to show you up. It's your company. Oh, hold on, let me pin that.
Yeah, I like that.
My hat is super black, and I didn't want to out black the black, you know what I'm saying? Yo, so
your Africa pin though, on your hat though is old though, because it still got Desmond Tutu in it. It still got. He's not there no more. I swear.
All right, everybody. I appreciate y'all for coming out.
You hanging up? That was it. That's all it took. You used to be tougher than that.
2022, we coming back, both barrels smoking. I know I'm a black business owner, but I am an onion. I got a lot of layers, and some of them is offensive. Some of them, so we're gonna have fun. We're gonna go there in 2022. We're gonna be positive when we need to be. We're gonna go low when we need to be. I got that granola, so you know I'm trying to put things in your mouth in 2022.
You had a lot of people I have your back, man. I was trying to replace you. I said I need a new Flizzy for Flizzy and Shug. Nobody wanted to take the title. I was trying to replace you.
Irreplaceable. Okay, so here, real quick, and then I could kind of start wearing this down. This is something that my wife got me into in, I want to say 2019. She had a group of people that were doing, and I said this the other night. She had a group of people that were doing vision boards, and I'm talking kind of fast. There were a group of women that were doing vision boards. And a part of the vision board process was that they also had to come up with a word that was going to dictate the energy that they... Stop showing me your big alien.
I thought that was one of the women's vision boards.
That is not on. As a matter of fact, hey, if that's ladies, if that's on your, and fellas, if a big old alien thing is on your vision board, 2022, they're coming. The extraterrestrials, they're coming. It's COVID, then aliens, then zombies, then robots, and then the sun's gonna explode. That's the line. So anyway, see, you maybe forget what the fuck I was talking about.
They make group of women vision boards.
And so they had to come up with a word for the year. And the first year that I did it, the word was emerge, and that was 2020. So I just wanted, because I was already doing the jewelry, and I wanted to just, like, I've been bullshitting for so long that I wanted to, I dropped my culture a whole bunch of different places. I said, nah, I'm claiming my fucking space. So I did it. I emerged and I came out, and I was out here. I'm here now. I'm here. So that, you know, because of COVID and everything like that, it wound up being 2021. I'm still in that process of emerging because the whole planet was shut down. You can't emerge when ain't nobody allowed to emerge from their house.
Mm-hmm.
So my 2020, and I feel there's a little bit of guilt, a survivor's guilt, because 2020 and 2021 were actually amazing years for me. They weren't bad years, even though I can fully accept that as a whole, as a human, that this was a bad time. I just was able to take advantage of the opportunities afforded to me and the quiet that came from the world shutting down.
Can I stop you there for 1 second? I'm sorry. And I only say that because I had the same conversation with Michigan from Reggae Boys. And I'll say exactly what you just said. I can acknowledge that 2020 and 2021 have been extremely difficult and challenging years for the human race and for many people, right? Don't matter where you come from. But I would also say that and I'm going to say to you, you said a little bit of guilt. I'm going to take that guilt away. Because Michigan and I had the same conversation. Like we had 2020 and 2021 overall for us was really good though. And we look back on it, and I would say to you, there are some businesses that when the economy is in a downturn, they actually invest money into their business so that when it comes out, they are ahead of the game. So I would just say to you, they're not guilty about that. So, so that's something in us that says, oh, well, we feel bad about whatever. I'm going to tell you, you did the right thing. And all these other entrepreneurs out there that I've gotten to know.
We invested in our businesses. We invested in ourselves.
That when times were tough and things were going bad, people, they re-up their game, right? Again, going back to kind of reinvention and whatever you want to call it, irrelevancy, and grew and had amazing years. So I would just say to you, and that feeling of guilt you have, or that little slight feeling of guilt, little inkling, I'm gonna tell you to take out your alien and pee on it, because unfortunately that's something that's ingrained again somewhere in our history. Right. Oh, if everybody's doing bad, we need to do bad.
If I have success, then I should feel bad that other people don't.
Feel bad that I have success. No, you know what? I happen to have made some right moves and pulled some right levers and pulled some right decision making along the course of 2020 and 21 that has afforded me the chance to level up. And I think that that's okay. And I think that's something to celebrate. You know what I mean? So, that's all I would say to you on that.
I appreciate that, man.
Something in our culture that we can't get rid of. You know what I mean? It's like,
everybody. Nah, we can. We can.
I'm going through it too.
Yeah. All right. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, man. Fuck that. So,
emerge.
I feel like I've emerged, but it's the end of the year, and I had to start thinking about what I wanted my 2022 to be. And what I want to do is I want to pass on this. I want to pass on this thing to you, to everybody that's watching, and anybody that I want you guys to come up with a word that you're gonna stamp the next year in, so that you can kind of stay on track. Me personally, the word that I'm trying to emulate and make a part of my growth in 2022 is actually undeniable. I want to be undeniable, and what it takes to be that in my business, in my personal life. I don't want anyone or anything to have a reason to say no to me. So it's not something where I want to be this force of nature more than I just, you can't deny it. So when I'm sitting and I'm saying, me and Shug are about to do this thing on Live Waves, when you come to check it out, I want what you see and hear and experience to be undeniable. I want it to be something that you're like, nah, you know what? That shit was what they wanted it to be, and I rock with it or I don't, but I can't deny that it is what it is. When I go to these individual retailers, because I'm trying to go to phase 3 as an entrepreneur, I don't want to sell my product anymore. I want somebody else to sell it for me. And then stage 3 to 4 is I don't want to make it anymore. I want somebody to make it for me. So I got somebody making it, I got somebody selling it, and all I got to do is continue to be a creative influence and impact. And I'm now a CEO. But I just want to be undeniable. Anything that I want in my personal life, anything that I want for my marriage, anything that I want for my family, anything that I want for my friends, I want to be undeniable. And it's going to take work. I don't know if it's not about getting there. It's about it guiding my actions. It's about it guiding the intentions of what I'm doing, because it's going to keep me on the right path when I think about it. So I want everybody to get their word, and I want you to put a stamp on that shit. I want you to claim that word. I want it to be tattooed on your everyday life. What you do has to be based around that word for you. My first word was emerge. For somebody else, it might be right. It might be create. It might be paint. It might be wellness. It might be balance. It might be boundaries. Whatever the fuck your word is, put it into Lloyd. Sensei, you late as always? Come on, Sensei. You got to do better than that. But I appreciate you for coming. I want everybody to manifest their life around that word. That's a seed. Let's call it a seed. What's going on, Sensei? I want everybody to get that seed in their mind before this new year begins. But I want you to get it as soon as possible. And I want you, so if you have a word in your mind right now, it starts right now. It starts right now. I'm going to say this again. I keep saying it. The best day to start something is today. And when you're thinking about goals and you're thinking about where you want to wind up, that's all fine, well, and good. But until you get your shit together and you're a robot when it comes to what you're doing, the only day that you need to worry about is tomorrow. That's it. If you out there and you're trying to lose weight, me personally, I got 20, 25, it's actually 30 that I'm trying to get rid of. I'm not thinking about 30. I'm thinking about what am I going to do tomorrow? What am I going to eat tomorrow? Am I going to walk tomorrow? Exercise tomorrow? That's it. I'm not even thinking about Friday. I'm thinking about tomorrow, and that's it. I already know what the goals are. I don't got to keep reminding myself of that, because that's not going to allow you chances to make mistakes. That's not going to allow you chances to have hiccups and to have things go the wrong way. But if you're only thinking about tomorrow comes, you do what you got to do. W. And just keep trying to get as many W's as possible. If you get an L, all right, cool. Because there's always tomorrow. Period.
Nah, no doubt. Nah, you're right. Look,
so keep an eye out for everything that I'm doing on definitive_Virgo. Please follow me. Please follow. Or as a matter of fact, at the top of your screen, you can click right where my name is, and it's going to bring down everybody that's currently in this live. Don't just follow me. Don't just follow Black Flour. Don't just follow official DJ Shug. Follow everybody that's on this chat. Follow everybody that's in here, because it's literally a community that I'm trying to start, and I want y'all to get to know each other. And this is strictly from the fact of the community that I've already seen grow from Rocky. Rocky done got, there's people that's in here. Black Flour. We both knew Rocky before we knew each other. So there's a community that's being created, and I'm only going to continue to do that. If there's somebody out there doing what you're doing, that's your community, not your competition.
And that's the power of what you're doing. That's the power of what you're doing.
Doesn't matter what you're doing. Doesn't matter what you're doing. Please,
that's the power of what you're doing, man.
Please stay tuned to me. Please keep an eye on me. Because I promise you this. If I'm bullshitting, it's going to show soon enough. If I'm bullshitting, I got a year's worth of videos that you can go to and watch right now, and you can very easily catch where I'm fucking up and where I'm trying to be fake and where I'm trying to do whatever. Go ahead. Please watch the videos. Get something from it. Try and see if I'm not real about what I'm trying to do. Try and find out if you really don't believe that I want you to win more than anybody else. Count how many times I said it. I'm telling you, I want that to be the way that we operate. We have to begin fighting over who loves me more. Fighting over who loves you more. That's the battle. That's the verses. That's the verses. Shug's mom, I know you're still in here, and I'm here to tell you, we can go toe to toe. You don't want your son to win more than I do. Let's fight about it. Let's see. Because your son's going to benefit from that battle. That's what we should be fighting. That's the shit that we should be on. Period.
You're right, man. That's the power of the message you've been putting out. So you've been putting
out. Hey, Camille. Period. Shug, come on. Ask me a question, baby. Ask me a question. Come on.
Ask you a question. You put me on the spot.
Come on.
You put me on the spot, and then I made one joke, and you turned the lights off. You was about to leave.
Yo, you made a Desmond Tutu joke. The nigga his body's still warm.
I didn't make a joke. I just said I didn't see him in your Africa pin or your hat. That's
all right. So just so that we're aware of how Shug gets down. On our YouTube, we still got a YouTube channel. Like the videos are still out. We gotta scrape that shit. We gotta scrape that because people still making. Here's how crazy it was. We were doing Nick Cannon lupus jokes. Like we were on something. We were on what's Shorty's name? Dash, Stacey Dash. We were on the Stacey Dash. We was on her. We was on her yams. We was like, yo, what are you talking about? You're out of here. We was on that. We was on her early. There was one video. There was one video I was naked on.
Yeah, BNRT. We don't talk about that.
BNRT, baby.
We don't talk about that.
Ain't nothing between us. Ain't nothing between us but this robe and opportunity.
I still ain't jumping the ocean. Still didn't jump in the ocean. I was boiling a rabbit.
Yo, we had a good time, man. We had a good time, and we're gonna try to bring that back. I'm very serious. I'm very serious about my business. I'm very serious about my granola. I'm very serious about me wanting to be a resource for other entrepreneurs and for just fucking people. I want to be a resource for people. That's going to require a certain level of commitment from me, a certain level of growth from me. I can't be a resource if resource means provide something, but that's not all that I am. And I'm going to fully embrace all the parts of who I am, all the things that I'm passionate about. For me to be undeniable, I have to not deny myself. And we're going to have a good time. We're going to grow. We're going to make money. We're going to prosper. We're going to feed each other. We're going to eat off of each other. And we're going to laugh. We're going to dance. We're going to sing. We're going to do all of that, man. We just want you guys to stay consistent in giving things a shot. Giving new things a chance and sticking with it. Now, when I say, and I'll be the last one to tell you to stick with something black just because it's black. But what I'm going to tell you is to realize that right here, right on this screen right now, I don't know if I'm on the top or the bottom, wherever I'm at, I'm black and Shug is black. I'm black and Shug is black. So if I do you wrong, that doesn't mean shit when it comes to supporting Shug. If I do wrong, that doesn't mean that you stop supporting Black Flour. If Black Flour does you wrong, that doesn't mean that you don't give Rock Deep Global a shot. If you go to one Jamaican restaurant and the lady takes forever and then finally comes out and says there's no more rice and peas, that doesn't mean that you don't go to another West Indian restaurant. Stop fucking around and thinking that just because culturally we create everything, that we're in this box. Because right now, y'all got no problem going back to Fendi or Prada or Gucci, and they'll sit there and have a big black lip coon face thing, or Nike will make a shoe with shackles on it. Y'all got no problem going back to them after they fuck up. KFC can put 15,000 chicken heads in their nugget box. That don't keep y'all from going back. McDonald's can fuck up y'all order 22% of the time that y'all go there. You'll give a black business one chance. I'm not trying to hear it anymore. I've seen it myself. I do it myself. 20 to 30% of everything that you buy can be black owned. You can go the entire year right now, and never use a big box brand soap. I don't want to hear it anymore. We're not playing those games. That shit, I'm going to be deadly serious about. You can go an entire year and not burn not one Bath and Body Works candle. Right now, everybody on this chat can do that right now.
Yeah.
I can go the rest of my life and not wear a single pair of Nikes. You cannot tell me anymore that we can't do. Yeah, come on, y'all follow me. Y'all follow me. Every single day I'm wearing Rock Thief sneakers. Every single day.
Yeah, I don't know where you put them.
And I don't like all of them
I don't know
shits.
where you put them on. Where you put them on?
Oh, you done fucked up. You ain't said nothing but a word. You ain't said nothing but a word. So this is where the top flight ones go. Like this one right here. This is a one of one. There's only one pair of these in the world, and that's just because I'm the man. Here's another one, the NASA's. Don't mind the purple light, you know.
I saw those. I like those.
Saw the NASA's. And then, so that's 6 pair right there. But then I have this over here. So I got these over here as well. Now, as you can see, there's 3 empty slots. That's because I got 3 more pair in the mail coming right now. Lloyd, Sensei, I know Sensei got dumb pairs, and he shows them joints off too. But my wife got 2 pairs.
I gotta get that black and white.
I got 3 pair over there on the floor that I bought for Christmas gifts for other people. That's still in the packages. I got like 6 or 7 more coming. But it's because, and the reason why I have, now here's what's crazy. I'm not spending thousands of dollars on nothing. I'm married, and I got 4 kids. 1 is grown, and I got 3 that are still here. I'm not spending thousands of dollars on nothing. The reason why I have so many pairs of his shoes is because they're affordable.
Right.
They're affordable. So it's one of those things where we keep finding excuses why we don't do something, and you got to realize that's something whispering in your ear that you really got to tune out. That's not you. That's not your nature talking. I'm not no conspiracy dude. We're trained to do this shit. We're trained. We're trained to compete. We're trained to get on stage with somebody that looks like us, and we're trained to throw punches. So when somebody does something wrong, you cast them aside. Like, chill. We're not doing that. You can't convince me. I could convince you to stop. You can't convince me to start doing that shit again. Period. It ain't about money. It ain't about money. I buy my bars of soap right now. Them things is $4. And y'all out there buying $2 Dove and got itchy backs, and your daughter still got eczema. Your daughter still got a patch of eczema from here to here. Like, stop buying. Like, why? That's black skin. Like, put something different on it. What are you doing? So we're not doing that. You got just a patch of lizard skin from here to here. Like, yo, your kids are sitting there opening up their body. They got DNA in the air. Yo, could you put something moist on them? Can you
Can you go to my sister's page right now, Natural Real Works, and could you get some lotion for your baby's elbows? Like they're literally outside on your stoop, rubbing on the masonry. Like, what are you doing?
Oh,
Jergens out of here. You know what Jergens is for? Jergens is for when you send your son to college, and that's on the desk next to the computer. That's the only thing Jergens is good for. Get that shit out of here.
man, that's hysterical. So you said put something different on it. I love it.
Put something different on that, man. Yeah, don't be afraid of the word moist. Keep typing the word moist in the chat because we playing around. Somebody told us that the word moist is disgusting, and we sitting out here. The sound that your feet make when they're ripping holes in your blankets, that's more disturbing than the word moist. All right, come on. You going to better than that? That shit is moist is worse than. That's why y'all be playing around with the thread count. That's why y'all be playing around with that thread count. They don't be going high on that thread count. They need tough fibers.
You're walking on the wood floors and sanding them at the same time.
Yeah. Hold on. Your wood floor. If people gotta take their shoes off when they go in your house, and you still got high traffic areas on your wood floors,
that's your feet.
How you got a high traffic area on your wood floors? That's for carpets.
Put something different on it.
Yo, that's the first T-shirt. That's the first T-shirt, bro.
Oh, that is hysterical. That's going to my whiteboard.
So we're gonna have some rules then. So this is the first rule. when you come to the verses, when you come to the Flizzy and Shug, and we got to figure out a different name. When you come to the Flizzy and Shug verses, one, don't come dry. Come moist.
Yeah,
right?
That's right. Come moist.
Come moist. We're checking elbows at the door.
That's the second shirt. Come moist. That's the second shirt.
The amount of money that shirt is going to make.
That's the second one.
Damn, Shug. This is why we rock, man. This is why I'll never become a billionaire, because I'd have to stop telling jokes like this. I couldn't curse. Nah, I'm not doing that. I gotta stay me. It's what I've been fighting for my entire life. And 44 years old.
I'm gonna flip your mindset. Yeah. You can become a billionaire. Here's why.
Come moist, Black Rock. Matter of fact, hold on. Pin that too. Come moist, baby. Come moist. Have a seat. Don't worry about snacks. Flizzy got something for your mouth.
That's right.
For your mouth.
For your mouth.
For your mouth.
Yo, you can be a billionaire, by the way. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you ain't see half these billionaires, white, black, and otherwise millionaires, running around here cursing and saying inappropriate shit anyway.
Yo, you know what?
The former president said grab him by the whatever, he became a president.
He ain't say whatever. He said grab him where it's moist.
Right.
That's what he said.
Exactly. So
he said grab him where it's moist. So we that's going to be something. Oh, no. Hold on. Keisha Unafraid. Trigger warning. We're using the word moist in this live right now. So just be forewarned. Be forewarned.
For appropriate reasons. We talk about lotion and soap.
We're talking about soaps. We're talking We're talking about black-owned everything. 20 to 30. Keisha Unafraid, I'm putting you on the spot. I need to see receipts. Do you spend 20% of the money that you spend black-owned? If not, we're checking up on you again in April. And we need to see receipts. We checking receipts. Yo, me and Shug. So that's rule number 2. In order to get into our event, our verses, you got to show receipts. You got to show black-owned business receipts. Or you got to wear black-owned paraphernalia to the event. That's what we doing.
I'm with it.
That's what we doing. 20% of your outfit. So one sock, a shirt, and maybe your drawers, and then your pants and your top and everything else can be Target, H&M, whatever the fuck, wherever big box shit you shop at. I don't care. But 20% of your outfit got to be black owned. We're 13%, and here's why I'm saying 20%. Because we're only 13% of the population. That's everybody. That's everybody black. That's niggas in jail. That's, you know, deadbeat dads. That's crackhead single mothers. That's everybody. That's the best and the worst of us. Is 13% of the American population. So we got to compensate. We got to make up for the ones of us that was railroaded. We got to make up for the ones of us that weren't told any better. We got to make up for the ones of us that are trying and failed once or twice and then gave up because they didn't have a support system. Yo, in 2004, when I first started my business, when I first started Pangeon Bath and Body, I was the only one that I knew that was doing it. And I just kept bumping my head, but it was always in me and I never gave up. And I'm super fucking lucky that I never gave up. I'm super lucky that my wife stayed and supported me. Even though she did not like what I was doing, she wasn't a fan, but she stayed by my side while I continued to make mistakes and fuck up. And I'm here now, and guess what's about to happen? She's about to be able to tell her bosses, eat one if they come at her wrong, because I know what my goals are. But I need us to all, and it's not, I'm not asking you to do anything extra. I'm not saying, hey, you're already spending this part of your budget, you know, let's make sure we add to, no. Stop spending 20% here on that bullshit and just spend it over here. The sneakers that I buy from Rock Deep Global are cheaper than the Nikes I used to get. Change 20% of what you spend. Find somebody. Find somebody. If you can find out where them grays was on sale and you know where the website was to sign up for that raffle, you can find a black-owned business in New York City. You can find a black-owned business in D.C. You can find a black-owned business in Kansas City. You can find a black-owned business in California. So I don't want to hear this shit of, oh, I don't know where to go or what to do. Bullshit. Bullshit. The Kardashians know where to go to steal their shit. They know where to go. And I'm not talking about Rihanna neither. She's a billionaire. Rihanna's making the money off of the other 87% of the population. Let her eat. She good. She good. She's a billionaire already. She good. She got into the other 87% of houses. I'm not in the other 87% of houses. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of small businesses that aren't even in their own house yet. They're trying to get into your house. No more bullshit. No more excuses.
We're not even in our own 13%.
We're not even in our own 13%. So to make up for that, I make sure it's over 20%. I make sure that I go to these events and I'm not throwing my money at anything. They got to be good. I don't want all businesses to succeed. I want good businesses to succeed. And the more that you support a good business, the more the businesses that aren't doing as well will look to those successful businesses to find out what they're doing. So in 2 years from now, there's going to be an up-and-coming clothing designer, and they're going to look at Black Flour and follow his example. So don't support Boo Boo just because it's black. We're not doing that either. But you got to continue to give us shots. You got to continue to sit there and keep looking, keep looking, keep looking. Right now, I got the best black-owned granola on earth. Period. I talk my shit. But it might be also because there's probably only 4 out of the 8 billion people on the planet. Maybe that's why I chose the right field to get into. Not everybody does that. And the more successful I get, somebody's going to come along and go, yo, I want to get into granola too. That's my community, not my competition. They're going to look and see what examples I have, and I'm not going to hide nothing. They can watch all of my 2-piece Tuesdays. Do what I did. Get better. Get better. Because there's a whole lot of people that need to eat. There's a whole lot of people that are going to go rock climbing and kayaking and backpacking and camping. And there's some people that work in the office and they just need a snack to open their drawer. There's 95,000 bread manufacturers. Why can't there be 15 black-owned granola companies? Come on. I'm not built like that. I'm not built like that. Does it scare me? Yeah. Because it means I'm going to have to keep growing, keep evolving, stay relevant. Black Flour
Reinvention and relevancy. Reinvention and relevancy.
Reinvention and relevancy. So, if I want to continue to make it, I'm going to continue to do what it takes to make it. All right. So listen, Shug, get the hell off my live.
Oh, let me get out of here, man. Well, look, first of all,
I
thank you for
appreciate
having
you,
me.
brother. And
Thank
let's
you
get
for
ready.
having me.
Let's start putting. Well, you got to wait for the whole Live Waves meeting. Once I have
All
that
right.
Live
When are you
Waves
doing
meeting,
that? Tomorrow? You say when is that?
I'm gonna try to get in contact with them tonight.
All right. Well, just keep me in the loop, man. You got
Of
my
course.
digits. You got my
I
digits. Put it on
appreciate
the
you.
bathroom wall.
If you are not, if you are not following official DJ Shug, that might have kept you from following. No,
Yeah, you probably gonna
follow
follow me.
official DJ Shug, man. He got a trip to Jamaica coming up that I'm gonna be on. I gotta get the money to him. I'm gonna be on that trip to Jamaica. I want a select. No, I want everybody to come. Type in your joint. Type in the joint for the
I just
website before
typed
you
in the
pop off.
website right there. I just sent it in there. So
All right, hold on. Oh shoot, my comments was stuck. I was missing comments. JJ Buzz, what's going on? Welcome. Who else? See, Lloyd, once Sensei get into a chat,
now how
everything
I
is
get
said.
off your live now? I'm trying
You
to
just
figure
got
out.
to log off and log back on.
Oh, here we go. I'm logging
I'm
out.
trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, here we go. Exclusivity. Boom.
I see you on the other
I'm
side,
pinning it
brother.
right now. So, exclusivitytrips.com. It is a trip that him and other DJs put together. They've been doing trips for years. How long you been doing trips for before you log off?
Well, I've been doing trips for 20 years, but we started this company, black-owned travel group company, legit, fully incorporated, insured. Started that in 2019. So we
Gotcha.
took
What was your first trip?
went to DR, and we
Yep.
had small group, small start, had about 31 people. So October that just passed, a couple months ago, we
Y'all
took
did Mexico.
128 people in Mexico, all inclusive,
so
6 days, 5 nights. So Jamaica's up next in July.
Jamaica is up next July. Give me a roundabout mid-July, late July.
Mid-July, 21st to the 26th, I believe, is the dates off the top of my head. And it is, again, we try to be affordable. So similar to what you said, a black-owned travel group, but we're affordable. If you go to the website, you cannot beat the price that we give. So
And I did see it.
you can go directly to the hotel website, the resort website, and they will be more expensive for the same dates than the price that we're giving. So
the last trip you had 128.
128 people. The opening price for that was 6 days, 5 nights for $650.
So what we're doing right now, we're gonna get 200 people out there.
Ooh, in Jamaica?
We're gonna get 200 people out there.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna get 200 people out there, and we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time. It's around my wife's birthday. We're gonna celebrate the summer. We're gonna celebrate surviving. Whatever, and whatever version of COVID come, we out anyway.
Look, COVID everywhere. So now the question is how you gonna live your life.
We're gonna eat some conch. We're gonna
let me get the hell off this before you get me in trouble.
Pork.
My God.
We're gonna eat some sea urchin, some manish water, some steamed kalaloo, some pork belly. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, Shug, I appreciate you, brother. I'll wait till he log back in. But when I tell y'all to follow official DJ Shug, we've done some ridiculous, silly stuff, man. We've had a good time. We had a great following on Twitch. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and take that energy and move it over to Live Waves, because that's owned by people that look like us, that have the same wants, desires, and passions as us. And it's time. It's time that we put ourselves behind somebody, because the last time that we got onto a social media platform and made it pop was Clubhouse. That's not a black-owned company, but we found a way to make that shit blow. And then all of a sudden they remove our impact and they remove our face from it, like Tommy Hilfiger did in the 90s, and like they said that Timberland tried to do. They wait until we make it popular, and then they demonize us. So, it's not okay for us to be juicy and voluptuous, and now all of a sudden there's entire industries based around making women look like what we naturally look like. We gotta claim the sauce. We just continue to drop our culture and our energy in the sand and in the dirt everywhere, because it literally comes out of our pores. What we do, who we are, the impact that we have on everything around us, the sounds of nature that we turn into music, the scents that we turn into our fragrances, the cuisine that we get from just the plants and animals that are around us, the things that we create with whatever we look at, whatever we hear, whatever we smell, taste, and touch. We just leave it where it falls because it is so natural for us to be amazing. But we have not capitalized on it long enough. And I'm not cool with it anymore. And you're not cool with it anymore. If you watched any of the two pieces, you can tell I'm not cool with it anymore. I want everybody to know what I know as I'm learning it. I want to create discussions with people that are smarter than me so that I can have it in public, so that while I'm learning, you can learn. So that while somebody is sharing with me, you're getting it too. Because nothing is going to stop here. Nothing is going to stop here. It's not what I'm destined to do. It's not what this time that my soul has found a form to pilot around this planet. What I'm supposed to do this time around is be a resource, and I'm gonna do that. What I'm put here to do isn't make granola. It isn't to make jewelry. It's to use my voice, and I'm gonna do that. I'm good at it. So I want to be as positive. I want to be as impactful. And in 2022, I said it earlier, I want to be undeniable. And that's the goal. That's the goal. I appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight and listening to me ramble with a couple of my friends who just happen to be business owners, entrepreneurs, and dope-ass brothers. I'm going to be back on tomorrow night. I'm going to have another guest on tomorrow night. It's going to be, if you know entrepreneurs, people that have done pop-ups and events and things of that nature, I want you guys to tag them in this video when I post it and let them know that I want their questions, because I'm going to have somebody that organizes events. And they may not like all of the questions, but I'm going to ask them because this is my fucking live. And I want to get to the bottom of what our concerns are, because it's not just about entrepreneurs and vendors at these events being islands onto themselves. If you are connected to me in any way, shape, or form, you are not an island anymore. You are the beginning of a nation, and I'm going to try to build a nation of people that have very similar interests and are going about it in their own individual ways, and we're going to feed into each other in the way that we're supposed to feed to each other. And all of that culture that we're just exhaling, all of this culture that we're just sweating out, all of this culture that we're just sloughing off just as whatever, we're coming back for it. We're coming back for every single skin cell. We're coming back for every single note of music. We're coming back for every fabric that goes into Black Flour. We're going into it. And we're putting our stamp in it so that they know it was ours, that we did it, that we made it, that we're the origin of it. And it's not about anything other. It's not about a superiority complex. It's not. I'm not a Black Power dude to any particular degree. This ain't right. How it currently is, it ain't it. The people currently steering the ship have no fucking idea what they're doing. So let's give it a shot. What's the worst that can happen? We're going to be on the seas anyway. Let's just get off of their boat. Let's try our hand at something different. 20%, 15%, 30%. But it's doable. There's no excuses. I hope to see you all sooner than you think, which is tomorrow. But remember, support is love. Peace. I love you guys. I appreciate you all. Holla.